Across the National Football League, 11 franchises are currently reshaping their infrastructure through construction projects worth over $15 billion combined. From the Buffalo Bills breaking ground in Western New York to the Denver Broncos proposing a retractable roof design, the next 6 years will transform how millions of fans experience professional football. Welcome to Big Builds. The scale of stadium construction currently underway in the NFL represents the most significant infrastructure investment period in league history. Between 2025 and 2031, 7 franchises will open entirely new venues, while 4 others undertake transformative renovations exceeding $400 million each. This wave of development reflects both the league's economic strength and the strategic recognition that modern stadium infrastructure directly impacts competitive positioning. Dr. Victor Matheson, an economist at College of the Holy Cross who specializes in sports facility financing, emphasizes the timing behind this construction surge. According to Matheson, franchises are leveraging post-pandemic revenue growth and favorable municipal financing conditions that may not persist indefinitely. The Buffalo Bills inaugurated this construction era when they broke ground in June 2023 on their new stadium in Orchard Park, New York. The $1.5 billion facility replaces Highmark Stadium, which has served as the team's home since 1973. The new venue seats 70,000 spectators and features modern climate-controlled hospitality spaces designed to address Buffalo's notorious weather challenges. Despite harsh winter conditions, construction teams maintain aggressive schedules to meet the 2026 opening deadline. The financing structure demonstrates the complex public-private partnerships that define modern stadium development. New York State contributes $850 million, Erie County adds $250 million, while the Bills organization covers the remaining $400 million through ownership funds and NFL stadium financing programs. This arrangement sparked vigorous public debate about appropriate taxpayer contributions to private sports facilities, though supporters argue the economic impact justifies public investment. Tennessee represents the league's most ambitious enclosed stadium project. The Titans broke ground in January 2024 on a fully enclosed $2.1 billion venue in downtown Nashville. The new facility seats 60,000 for football, while expanding to 73,000 for concerts and special events. The enclosed design positions Nashville to compete for major events, regardless of weather conditions, including future Super Bowls and NCAA Final Four tournaments. Architectural firm Manica Architecture incorporated translucent roof material that provides natural light during daytime events while creating dramatic lighting effects at night. The roof technology represents a significant engineering challenge, requiring specialized materials that withstand extreme weather while maintaining visual appeal. Tennessee's financing model splits costs among the team, state government, and Metro Nashville, though the precise allocation generated ongoing debate among taxpayers about appropriate public contributions to private sports infrastructure. Jacksonville pursues a distinctly different approach through its Stadium of the Future project. Rather than constructing an entirely new venue, the Jaguars are undertaking comprehensive transformation of existing TIAA Bank Field through a $1.4 billion phased renovation. The project preserves the stadium's prime location along the St. Johns River while completely reimagining fan experience and infrastructure. Construction began in 2024 and continues through 2028, with portions of the stadium remaining operational during each football season. The renovation adds a shade canopy covering all seating areas, directly addressing Jacksonville's intense summer heat that has historically deterred attendance. New hospitality spaces and flexible event zones enable year-round facility activation beyond the NFL season. Duval County approved a 50-50 public-private funding split, with the city contributing $695 million, while the Jaguars organization matches that amount. Local officials view the investment as essential to retaining the franchise, which had explored relocation possibilities before reaching this agreement. The Washington Commanders represent perhaps the most politically complex stadium situation in professional football. After years playing at FedEx Field in suburban Maryland, the franchise secured a transformative development opportunity in January 2025 when Congress transferred control of the old RFK Stadium site to the District of Columbia. This legislative action cleared the path for a $6 billion mixed-use development centered on a new stadium. The proposed venue seats 65,000 with potential expansion to 70,000 for major events. Beyond the stadium itself, development plans include residential units, retail spaces, and public parks designed to revitalize the surrounding neighborhood. The project remains in conceptual design phase, with construction unlikely to begin before 2027. District officials carefully evaluate financial structures to minimize direct taxpayer contributions while capturing broader economic development benefits. The complexity stems from balancing franchise interests, community concerns about gentrification, and political pressures from both Maryland officials hoping to retain the team and district leadership determined to bring professional football back to the nation's capital. Cleveland's stadium plans took a significant turn in October 2024, when Browns ownership announced an agreement for a $2.4 billion enclosed stadium in Brook Park, a suburb 15 miles from downtown Cleveland. This decision represents departure from renovating the current lakefront facility, which opened in 1999. The proposed Brook Park venue seats 65,000 under a fixed dome, positioning Cleveland to host Super Bowls and other major events requiring climate-controlled environments. The suburban location provides extensive parking and easier highway access, but drew criticism from downtown business owners and urban development advocates who view the move as abandoning the city's core. The project awaits final public financing approval, with construction potentially beginning in 2026 for a 2029 opening. Local economic development experts debate whether suburban stadium locations generate the broader community benefits that downtown venues provide. The Chicago Bears purchased the Arlington Park property in suburban Arlington Heights for $197 million in February 2023, signaling intention to leave Soldier Field after more than 50 years. Early concepts suggest a state-of-the-art enclosed stadium with capacity potentially reaching 75,000. The team envisions a broader entertainment district surrounding the venue, similar to successful developments at stadiums in Atlanta and Los Angeles. However, property tax disputes with local school districts complicated the timeline significantly. The Bears maintained parallel dialogue with Chicago officials about potential Soldier Field renovations, creating uncertainty about which path the franchise ultimately pursues. If the Arlington Heights project proceeds, construction likely begins no earlier than 2027, with completion in the early 2030s period. The situation demonstrates how complex tax negotiations and competing municipal interests can delay even well-funded stadium projects. Denver's Broncos proposed what could become the NFL's most visually distinctive facility, a new stadium at Burnham Yard featuring a retractable roof system. The proposed venue seats 75,000 adjacent to downtown Denver, replacing Empower Field at Mile High after its 26-year tenure. The retractable roof addresses Colorado's unpredictable weather patterns while preserving open-air experience for pleasant autumn days. Project costs are estimated at $3 billion, though final figures depend on roof design complexity and site preparation requirements. The Broncos organization committed to privately financing the construction majority, but seeks public infrastructure investment for surrounding transportation and utility upgrades. The ambitious 2031 timeline requires rapid progression through design and approval phases. Retractable roof technology represents significant engineering challenges, with mechanical systems requiring extensive maintenance and weather sealing systems needing careful design to prevent operational failures. Among renovation projects, the Carolina Panthers secured approval for an $800 million modernization of Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte. The phased renovation beginning in 2025 updates a venue that opened in 1996. Improvements focus on hospitality areas, technology infrastructure, and creating more flexible event spaces, generating revenue beyond the NFL season. Mecklenburg County committed $300 million in public funding, while the Panthers organization covers the remaining $500 million. The renovation preserves the stadium's downtown location, which remains valuable for Charlotte's urban core. Team officials emphasize that modern stadium technology, particularly digital connectivity and premium seating options, has evolved significantly since the facility's original construction, necessitating comprehensive upgrades. Cincinnati's Paycor Stadium renovation represents a more modest but still substantial investment. The $800 million upgrade addresses infrastructure needs in a facility that opened in 2000. Hamilton County officials approved the funding package in 2024 after contentious negotiations about appropriate public contributions. The renovation extends the stadium's useful life by decades while addressing modern fan expectations for connectivity, comfort, and premium seating options. Work proceeds in phases to maintain the stadium's availability during football seasons. The Bengals organization argued that without significant investment, the facility would fall behind competitive standards, potentially impacting the team's ability to generate revenue necessary for remaining competitive under salary cap constraints. The Kansas City Chiefs face similar decisions at Arrowhead Stadium. While exact plans remain fluid, the franchise indicated an $800 million renovation following the FIFA World Cup in 2026, for which Arrowhead serves as a host venue. The upgrade would modernize a beloved facility that opened in 1972 while preserving its distinctive architectural character. Alternatively, if renovation costs escalate beyond projected figures, the franchise might pursue new construction, though this option remains secondary at present. Chiefs officials acknowledged that Arrowhead's open-air design represents a competitive advantage for the team given Kansas City's challenging weather conditions, and any renovation must preserve that characteristic. Baltimore rounds out the construction wave with a $430 million upgrade program at M&T Bank Stadium. The Maryland Stadium Authority approved funding in 2024, splitting costs evenly between public sources and the Ravens organization. The renovation focuses on replacing aging mechanical systems, upgrading digital infrastructure, and enhancing accessibility features throughout the venue that opened in 1998. While less extensive than other projects on this list, the investment reflects recognition that even relatively young stadiums require significant reinvestment to maintain competitive standards. These 11 projects collectively represent the NFL's acknowledgement that stadium infrastructure directly impacts both competitive positioning and fan experience in the modern sports landscape. Whether through complete reconstruction or comprehensive renovation, each franchise invests in facilities designed to generate revenue and maintain relevance for the next 30 to 40 years. The financing models vary significantly, from predominantly private funding in some markets to substantial public contributions in others, reflecting different political environments and economic circumstances across NFL cities. Big Builds will continue tracking each of these projects as they progress from planning through construction and eventual completion. As timelines shift and costs evolve, we'll provide updated coverage of this unprecedented stadium development period. For comprehensive coverage of all major stadium construction projects across the NFL and beyond, subscribe to Big Builds and enable notifications to never miss an update.